right, so if you haven't watched the front nine, check that out. It's in a earlier video. What we are doing today is playing disc dice at Shenantaha Creek Park. We are currently sitting at 6 over through the front nine. Started off strong, managed to make a few good pars and also take a few really bad double bogeys. But right now we are at hole 10. It is a 264 foot par 3. Basket is dead ahead. The hill does drop off to the left of the basket. All right, so for our throw on hole 10, tee shot, we are throwing a hyzer putter. For the hyzer putter, I'm gonna go with my Tour Series Luna. Try and throw it on a hyzer, flip it up, preferably stay up to the top of the hill. Obviously it's going to fade off to the left, but I think we can make some magic work as long as we don't overthrow this. Maybe a circle 2 look. We definitely should have put a little more on that. I was slightly afraid I was going to flip it over. As you can see, we're definitely outside of circle 2, I would say. So we've got to go back to the dice. And we have an anhyzer putter this time. For the anhyzer putter, I'm going to go back through the zone. I'm actually going to try a forehand anhyzer, flex down towards the basket. It really looks to be like it's the only shot. Came up shorter than we wanted. Should be circle 1 bid for par. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky putt. I'm going to have to straddle out to the right, go around that tree. Do need this to save the palm. Tap in bogey. Gave it a chance. We are at hole 11. It's a 217 foot par 3. There's an OB walking path if you go deep of the basket, which you can see through the trees there. Realistically, you've kind of got to go out that way and have something that's going to finish to the right. Let's see what the dice have in store for me on this throw. Backhand putter. Gives me any choice of what I want to throw, and for backhand putter, I'm going to have to throw something on anhyzer. Like I said, I got the backhand putter. We're going to go with the Fierce. It's understable. Hopefully you can put enough ante on it to keep it going to the right and not finish too far to the left. Would have actually liked that to finish a little bit more to the left than it did. We finished off to the right of the fairway. Disc is right there and the basket is straight up ahead. We're just gonna roll the dice on this one again. We have overstable wild card on this. Honestly, I'll probably take the zone. I think I'm just gonna throw a little hyzer on it, try and chip something right up by the basket, keep it safe. Ended up running that a little harder than I would have liked. It's a putt. So we've put ourselves down the hill a little bit of a step out, 15 footer or so to clean up the par. Hole 12 is a 285 foot par 3. We're gonna walk this one just so you can try and get an idea what this fairway looks like. Let's see what challenge the discs have in mind on this hole. Putter roller. No idea how to do that. All right, so with the putter roller, I'm gonna go back to the zone and try a forehand roller again. I do need something that's going to go to the left. However, with the hole dropping off to the right, I'm really not sure how this is gonna work, but it's what the discs say. And we hit a rock. No rolling. Hopefully, at least it didn't roll down the hill. So on the attempt, we hit the rocks right here. Actually kicked over there. Basket is still straight down there. After that unfortunate haul, we have hyzer driver, which is possibly the best throw we could get here. Ideally, it wouldn't be with a driver, but I do like the hyzer route. The tree that the disc is by is definitely at an angle that is not conducive to this. I'm going to take Metal Flake Champion T-Bird fairway driver, throw it on a hyzer, hopefully high enough out by those trees that it stalls and comes down towards the basket. With this idea on this course, I knew this was going to be one of the challenging holes. We're going to need a miracle of a throw-in to save the par from here. And we have wild card backhand. So for wild card backhand, we're going to go back to the zone. Really hope we can throw this in. Looks like we went a little deep on that one. Should be a putt though for the bogey. So like we suspected, we went deep. We've got a roughly 25 footer left for the bogey. We are pretty much straight behind the basket through those trees. Just caught this tree. I think it took enough off the disc not to make the putt. Double bogey. We're now sitting at 9 over through 12 with another double bogey. Hole 13 is a 211 foot par 3. Goes up over the hill there, a little bit to the left, and then kind of has a little bit of a finish to the right. For this throw, we're going to be throwing a forehand putter. For the forehand putter, once again, I'm going to go with the Fierce because it is understable. Try and throw it on a hyzer, get it to flip up, and potentially push to the right at the finish, hopefully to get close enough for a putt. Really need to get some strokes back. It's going to be a test for sure. Never gave that one a chance. Way too low, threw it straight into a forehand cut roller. Gonna be off the fairway to the right. Again, we have found ourselves off the fairway. Lots of trees in front of us. Slight jail, really, if you ask me. Basket is straight ahead on the shot. We have to throw a hyzer driver. I'm gonna attempt to just get something close to the basket. We'll go back to the Metal Flake T-Bird and try a forehand hyzer out back towards the basket. Just really trying to get out of the trees. Obviously, the closer I get, the more the advantage. And we we hit an early tree. I think that was the only tree that I really needed to beat. We are in full-on scramble mode right now. There is nothing pretty about how I'm playing this hole. Once again, we have another driver. Really do not want a driver, but at least it's a backhand. That's the one saving grace we do have. I'll actually probably just take the same disc that's right there, the T-Bird. Just try and put some hyzer on it and get it out by the basket. Definitely short armed that one. Did not want to smack my hand into a tree. It's at least a putt. We've got ourselves with another 15-footer for bogey. Hole 14 is a 207-foot par 3 that plays up that hill and to the left. We have an Anheuser mid. This is another one of those instances where the dice have me doing probably the exact opposite of what I would have preferred. We're gonna go forehand Anheuser this time with the Michael Johansson Comet. Pretty much just threw that one into almost a roller angle. I think it honestly just completely flipped over and is just sitting probably at the top of the hill. Like I figured, the disc really just came up, flipped over. We don't have much of a shot with all the trees. And we have an understable wild card. Got a little bit of a crosswind. I'm just gonna make this very tricky. Let's try and step out forehand. Anheuser with Soul. That was a beautiful tree branch. It's like it's about 15 feet. Definitely some wind. We managed to save that par on 14. Now we are at hole 15. Back to holes that we've seen on this channel before. Today we have a forehand driver, which is what I would throw off of this tee 90% of the time, so we've got a great chance here. So for this drive, I'm going to go with my ESP Force forehand driver. Overstable disc should finish off to the right. So on that drive, broke the wrist a little bit, caught the tree, kicked it way over here. Basket is still way out there. We have backhand driver. For the backhand driver, we're gonna go with the Halo Wraith. We're still a ways away from the basket after that drive. Still definitely a ways to go for the birdie. We have a good second shot left. Still a little bit short. Unfortunately, have to go back to the dice. We have forehand putter. For the forehand putter, I'm gonna go back to the kind of gave it a little bit of a bend. Trying to keep it close. There's the par putt. Really needed to get a birdie there. 16, 155-foot par 3. We'll be on the other side of the fence. This is where the dice can be really mean once again. We have wild card mid. With the wild card mid, I am planning on completely keeping the OB out of play. I'm going to go with a Buzz OS forehand. threw that really low and it actually started to turn over a little bit straight into the ground. Kind of figured it was going to happen, but I definitely tried to put way too much on that throw. Kind of started to turn over, dug into the ground, rolled a little bit. Now we have a forehand wild card. For this, I'm just going to go with the zone. Put way too much on that. Was really hoping that it was going to end up kind of catching a little early and skip to the right. Instead, just put way too much wrist on it. Threw it perfectly straight. After hitting the basket, we're left with this 12-footer or so for the bogey. Here we are again. Hole 17 is a 327-foot par 3 down into the trees on the right. And we have an understable anhyzer. We have a left to right crosswind, which is really going to make a understable anhyzer difficult here. I'm going to go with the heat. Honestly, just try and play it for a roller. So that never really ended up standing up. Disc is over here, and the basket is straight out there. Backhand overstable. So of course I just walked up and took a look. There's not really a good line out for the backhand. Drop down to an 8 for this putt, just so there's a little bit more room between the trees. That's what you'd like to see. Hole 18 is a 551-foot par 4. Out into the field behind me, there is lots of potential for wind. This could get really tricky as well. We have understable, the last thing you want with the wind, and wild card. So like I said, with the wind, definitely don't want understable, but that's what the dice say. So we're gonna go with the Hades and try and hyzer flip something out there and just see where the wind takes it, honestly. Never really got a chance to fight out of it, but it's in the middle. Definitely not as far out as we would have liked to have been, but I knew that was gonna be a very tricky shot. Now we have overstable hyzer. I'm gonna go the outside right gap and try and get one up there for a putt. Went way too high, got blown a little bit to the inside here. The basket is straight up there through the trees. And we have hyzer driver. It's really not much of an option for the hyzer driver. Pretty much just gonna have to play something back out this way, I think. There is a chance of taking a forehand hyzer through the trees. Look at that go. I made it through the first gap. Just barely caught something on the second one. So we made it through the gap over here. Ended up catching something up in here. Ended up dropping over here. There is a straddle jump putt potential from circle 2 to save the par. go. That is how you end a video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.